Good morning, Grillin. Dude, I had a question for you. Maybe it was about my salsa. I think it was about the salsa. I have salsa. Do you like salsa? It's not a hot salsa. I always figured if I was gonna make a hot salsa, I'd put every alarm in it. I'd have the peppers, of course, hot peppers, but I'd also have like mustard seed and peppercorns and every type of onion and wasabi and some horseradish in there, and I'd have vinegar and garlic and all the different types of heats. You got to bring them all, high potency, high power heats from all different levels, attack you from every orifice. But But my salsa, the only see, I don't put the pepper seeds in the salsa, so it's not that hot. The only hot thing I really have in the salsa is uh hot banana peppers. And they're hot. They're like serrano pepper level hot, but there's not a lot of them in there, and the seeds aren't in there, so it's got just enough heat to make it a mild salsa. It's not entirely heatless. So I was like, I wonder if Mojo would like to try some of my salsa. I'll send him a jar. So if you want to try some, I'll send you a jar and you can check it out and tell me what I need to do different. Or tell me I don't need to do anything different. Maybe you could try it with some chips and then try putting it on something. What do you put salsa on? I love a good breakfast burrito with some salsa on it. Yeah. You know what else sucks? I've been doing taekwondo and on Saturday mornings, and so I always miss your Saturday stream. A video, that'd be awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you got my email or not, but yeah, send me a shipping address. I'll send you out a jar of salsa. Actually, just polished off a jar earlier. I've been eating a lot of it. I've been eating it with regular Tostitos corn scoops, scoops chips. Love scoops. But I've also eaten it with Doritos, like nacho cheese Doritos. That's pretty good. What you got coming up on your channel, homie? I saw you did a chili cheeseburger. I love a chili cheeseburger. hmm How's life been treating you? Always talk about food when you come by. You probably got some pretty big videos coming up with Thanksgiving, right? You gonna smoke a turkey or something? Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'll just give you my email in the chats here so you have it. There you go. It's the email I have on my website. You remember the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? That's the game I've been playing lately. But I pretty much finished it up, so I wasn't sure what to do video game wise. I'm still not even awake. I'm still waking up. I got some pecans and I put some extra salt in a custard cup, and I'm using the pecans as little salt scoops. I put that salt on my tongue so it burns. Excessively salty. I'll get that in the mail to you this week, and I'll send you a tracking number. I gotta send some out to Josh. Can't sleep. Gotcha. Well, that's about where I am. Been working on my car today, and here's the thing: is it was giving me two problems. Like one is that on rare occasion I will dump the floor, dump the pedal. I'll floor it, and it'll break the tires loose, right? It's got too much horsepower for being the car that it is. I mean, it's no mid-engine sports car. It's not a dragster or anything, but it's a high-performance car. And I like to squeal the tires a little bit, you know, get a little squeak off the line. And I tried dumping it, and it'll spin the tires and then stop. And then it'll spin the tires again and start going. That's problem one. Problem two, I'll just be cruising down the road and say I'll accelerate from 40 to 45, and giving it just that little bit of gas, it would kind of jut or hesitate. So I tried replacing the mass airflow sensor, and it got rid of that hesitation, but it still didn't give me my burnouts back. So I was thinking what I'm going to do in the morning is check the fuel pressure. See if my fuel pump's going out or something like that. I mean, I still like if I'm going down the road and I give it some gas, I could still pass people all right. You know, if somebody's driving like 5 or 10 under the speed limit, fresh meat. Right up around them, you know. But then still don't have that burnout. And maybe I do need to replace the air filter, but I mean, I replace the air filter every so often, every 6 months, I guess. I mean that it just seems too easy, but I guess for $11 I should. So yeah, I'll just replace the air filter. See if that does it. If not, and I was like, fuel filter. I guess this car doesn't have a fuel filter. Like the fuel filter is on the fuel pump. So I have to take the gas tank down and out so I can get to the top of it and then pull the fuel pump out. And it's like $100-something. Like, that's a lot of money for a maybe. Yeah. I mean, I could talk to Mix Mowers about it next time he live streams, but you know, they mostly work on mowers. This is more about high performance. I don't know. Oh, and I replaced the spark plugs and wires. So it shouldn't be that. But then I drove 2,000 miles to New York and back. hope my droning on has been able to help put you to sleep. Because that's what it did to me earlier. I was going to go out because it's Saturday night, you know. Saturday night's all right for whatever. But I didn't. I was like, no. Between taekwondo and meeting some customers afterwards. Junker clunkers. Okay. Subscribe-a-tron. Hey, they got a join button. What is that? What is the join button all about? Is it something you get when you monetize? Because my main channel's got enough subscribers. Yeah, I'll have to ask them about it. Cool, thanks, man. Awesome. All right, cool. I'll give them an ask. Appreciate it. Salt. Okay, cool. Awesome. Because I don't really use that high horsepower for, like I don't try to use it in dangerous situations. I'm not trying to pull out in front of people or anything like that. I still drive safe. My last car was a Bonneville. It was a boat, man. You just you just sit back and sail that thing like a captain. It was like driving around a living room couch. But then I get this car and it had a transmission leak. And these cars are notorious for having like a snoring in your ear. Well, you can just imagine you're asleep on the job at a lumber yard. Um, I got this car because it had a transmission leak, you know, and they're notorious for having a solenoid inside the transmission go out, which is like a hassle of a job. And it turns out it was just a leaky line. You know, the transmission fluid goes up to the bottom of the radiator and it cools the transmission fluid there. And it was just a rusty line, and I replaced that. Actually, I didn't even replace it. I just got my pipe cutter out and cut both sides of it, and I put some high pressure hose, couple hose clamps. Been good for the last 3 years. And so I wound up getting this car before the great inflation pushed up all the prices on used cars. And it's a shift solenoid. It's the new electronic transmission things. Yeah, it's kind of bogus. I mean, cars aren't really designed to be worked on. They're designed to be driven and then thrown away, I guess. It sucks. It's like engineers get a great idea, but then they don't think about when there's a problem. Like, oh, there is not going to be a problem. If there was a problem, I would have thought of it. That's the joke between engineers and mechanics. But yeah, no, it hasn't given me any problems with the solenoid. Everything's been fine. I mean, it's a great car. I love driving it. It makes driving fun. You know, you push on the gas and it goes. We throw away so much stuff. I know, dude. It's crazy. And not just packaging, just like, oh, it's old, get a new one. And I'm like, I like things that last. That's why I was like, if baby diapers never biodegrade, why don't we make shingles out of them? You know, why don't why don't we use plastic bottles to make like roofing tiles? Next thing there'll be some smart guy up on a roof hammering down those little plastic water bottles. It's gonna work, damn it. So much salt. That's what I get for doing taekwondo. Just burns all that salt off. Mm. It's so good though, you know? A little extra salt on there. You know what I need to do is have you on my channel for an interview. I've been doing interviews. I got a lot of interviews with comedians. I got a couple in the bag. I got to edit them and then air them. And I got a gal. She's been making like she's been taking snake skins from her pet snakes and making jewelry out of them. She like pots them in epoxy. It's really cool stuff. Fucking news featured her, you know. But having you on for an interview to like, you know, talk about food and your channel and that kind of stuff, that'd be cool. A Loco Moco Mojo style. What is that? Is that on your channel? Oh, it's a Hawaiian comfort food. And I mean, it just goes with your name, you know, a Mojo Moco Loco. A Loco Mojo. I do a lot of things to keep me busy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you seem like a guy who's always getting it, man. Stuffed chili cheeseburger, that's what it was. Do you like the stuffed burgers? 'Cause I got a joke where I say I prefer my burger to be stuffed with more burger. But I mean, when you're talking about stuffing it with chili, the joke's not as funny anymore. It gets serious. Hey, do you eat chorizo? Chorizo? Torchizo? I don't even know how to say it or spell it. It's a word though, and people eat it. Ooh, seafood. I think we talked about this before. Um, I make excuse me, I make fake or knockoff McDonald's tartar sauce. I take a jar of mayonnaise when it's about half empty, and I take all the mayonnaise out of it, mix up all the other stuff, and it's cheap stuff too. I mean, it's six ingredients. You got the mayonnaise, you got sugar, white onion, relish, capers, and parsley. And then I mix it up and I put it back in the mayonnaise jar. I like a lot of tartar sauce. Yeah, I'm into that. And this looks good. Oh, you got popcorn popping. Thumbs up. I Hmm. Look, look at you out in the cold, man. You got ski glasses on. Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. It's so freaking cold. Why is it so cold out? Breakfast style. Okay. It depends. Yeah, I don't know about the chorizo. I mean it works, but I might as well just have some sausage or something, you know? Or some ground beef or something. Chorizo. Chorizo. Yeah, might as well just have some sausage or something. So are you more into sausage links or patties? I think I see links on your channel more often. And I mean, I think I'm more of a sausage links kind of guy. But I mean, sausage patties are good too. I think it's just because the sausage patties I'm used to are always more spicy than the links. Maybe not. But links are so hard to cook, you know, because they keep wanting to roll. I've had moments where I'll get that one sausage link that just wants to roll, and I will smash that down into the pan. Stay. And it does, and it cooks, you know. Somebody posted on online about how it's two pants weather. And I was like, yeah, two pants is my Midwestern rap name. It's a pretty dumb joke, but it's still kind of funny. Oh dang, look at that grill. That's a nice grill. I mean, I like the Blackstone grill, but that one that's next to it, I'm trying to think, what is that? Imperial or something like that? Or no, no, it's not. One of them words though, you know. I like the ground kind. Gotcha. 26 degrees. Damn. I don't blame you one bit, man. Those are Mountain Dew glasses, aren't they? I was just chugging off the 2 liter. That's cool. You have an Instagram where you post all your food pics? And that looks good. For a lot of years, I wasn't into rice. It just seems so bland. But then I remember going to a Chinese food restaurant, and it really helps when you're hungry, right? I had some fried rice, and that's good. I'm a fan of fried rice. Fast forward, I had a birthday dinner, and I don't remember what was on the plate, but there was rice, and I think there was asparagus and a hollandaise sauce. And I wound up scooping the hollandaise into the rice. And that was good. And I wound up trying to make it at home, but I think the hollandaise, so, like I got that hollandaise powder. That was a mistake. It wasn't the same. But it was white rice with hollandaise sauce, and that's one of those meals that haunts me. It's like Man, that was so good at the time. Maybe I was just smoking the right weed or something, and then the next thing I was really hungry. But I think not. I think it was the flavor of the hollandaise being spread throughout the rice. You get the texture, but you also get the flavor. My neighbor gave it to me. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Nice. That's a heck of a grill, man. Got all those drawers. I worked on a grill about that size. Trying to think of what it was. It was like a $10,000 grill. It was like, I don't know, it was something like an Imperial Performance 2 with true sear technology, like infrared true sear technology or something. I mean, you can get the same one for like 5 or 6 grand, but this one had the stand that goes with it, and the tank was on a pull-out drawer, and it had two igniters, and one of the igniters had melted the battery case, and it was like impossible to get it loose. I had to use a pair of channel locks to get that out and change the battery. We wound up grinding a lot of rust off that grill. 8 bucks, bought 4 drinks and they were free. I don't drink Mountain Dew. Well, that's a good thing, man. I mean, I always make the joke that I'm sitting here drinking corn syrup and lemon balm. I don't even think it's real lemon flavor. It's like lemon balm flavor. It tastes like Pledge. But I drink it anyways. It's my lifeblood. I drank a lot of juice. Actually, during the summer months, I get into where I'll pour like a beer mug. I'll pour that full of juicy juice, cherry juice, which I mean, most juice is either an apple juice, pear juice, grape juice, or orange juice base. And so this is basically, like flavorless red apples, and then they put some cherry juice in it. It's a little side note. I got some 100% cherry juice. Ugh. Ooh, that was potent. Powerful stuff. Just a little taste on the tongue, that's all you need. But this 100% juice cherry flavor, it makes for a great, and what I do is I'll freeze the mug full of juice, and then I put just a little on top as a lubricant. Sounds weird. And I'll get a spoon going, and I'll pour out the middle of it, and it's like a slush. And so I'll eat this juice slushy and just carve on it and eat and carve and eat. And you remember those little triangle popsicles? They were like Minute Maid, like weird shaped paper popsicles. It's kind of like that. And the cool thing is, like, I'm sure you're probably familiar with Applejack, the way that like the fermented apple juice will slowly freeze and it pushes all the alcohol into the middle. And so you can dump that off and you freeze it again. And it's a distilling process for Applejack. Well, it's kind of the same thing with the sugar, is that as the juicy juice freezes, all the water freezes on the outside and it pushes all the sugar and syrup to the middle. And so the core of that is a lot more flavorful and potent and delicious. And just thinking about it right now makes me want to go freeze up another one. But it's a pretty cold treat to drink, eat in the wintertime. I eat a lot of them in the summer though. That water, drink water. I force myself to drink water every morning, and milk. Drink some milk here and there. Milk with cereal. Do you ever do cereal? I don't know if I've ever seen you do cereal on your channel. Um, I like crackling oat bran. I don't eat a lot of cereal, like once every month or two. I get some great grains. Actually, that's what got me into these pecans for real, is because I was doing the great grains with crunchy pecans, and I push it down and like, because here's the logic, right? Is I instead of putting cereal in a bowl, I put it in a glass because the glass is skinnier and taller, and then the cereal is held, the weight of itself holds it down in the milk, you know? And then when I'm scooping on it, it can't get away from me. And so I put the crunchy pecan great grains in the glass, milk, and the pecans float to the top. So every glass, I get a scoop full of pecans in milk. And I was like, you know, that's the best part. What am I doing eating all these flakes of oats and grains when I could just have a glass full of pecans? So I'll pour a glass full of pecans, fill it up with milk, and it's pretty good. I mean, you know, it's pretty good. That's why I like the crackling oat bran is because it's got that honey and it's kind of like a glass full of oatmeal cookies. Turns out crackling oat bran, which I thought was healthy, is one of the sugariest cereals that you can eat. It's right up there with kids' cereals. It's so sugary. I drink water. My wife eats it. Oh, okay. Cereal. Gotcha. It's like your wife eats water? I could see, you know, get some of that water from the Mississippi River. It's thick enough to eat. That's some that's some soupy water. It's almost like stew. Um, okay. Yeah, and it depends on the cereal. I mean, there's so many different cereals. There's sugar cereal and there's chocolate cereal and you know, the fruity cereals and the grainy cereals and I remember as a kid I saw a commercial for grape nuts and I was like, "Man, they make it look so good." And those are two things I like is grapes and nuts. You know, it's gonna be great. Mom, can you get me some grape nuts? You won't like it. I really want some grape nuts. You won't like it. Please? Okay, but you won't like it. I couldn't even eat one bite. It was so nasty. So nasty. Why? Why are grape nuts so nasty? It's not grape or nuts. I mean, it probably tastes like actual jockstrap nuts. So gross. Don't even want to think about it. Oh, dude, whole glass full of pecans. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, that's a much better memory than those grape nuts. Oh, one more memory before I try to put you to sleep with some video games. Man, I miss your hangouts, dude. There's so many cool people. Um, the I was talking to some people today, and we got to talking about Ninja. No, we were talking about pies, like Hostess pies, back before the baker strike, and Mississippi River is so dirty. Oh, well, it's just, you know, all the other rivers dump into it, and it's muddy. It's a muddy river. The base of it is mud, and it's, you know, really fine dirt. So it's not like a sandy river where everything weighs down. A lot of that stuff stays stirred in the water. You can scoop it up and you can see all the little like, you know, plants and logs and stuff breaking down and floating around inside of it. It's the muddy Mississippi. But we were talking about like Hostess pies, you know, and I mentioned the turtle pie, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Hostess pie. It had vanilla pudding, like yellow pudding, and green frosting on it. And I remember thinking it's kind of weird, excuse me, that the turtles would have you eat a turtle pie because a turtle pie would have turtle in it. But at the same time, when you're a kid, you don't know what you like, so you just kind of hop on a brand and stick with it. I was like, Ninja Turtles. Okay, yeah, it's Ninja Turtles. I'll have one of those. And I was so proud of myself because that was the first Hostess pie I ever ate the whole thing of. That's how young I was. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old or something. And it was good. I mean, to be fair, it was pudding. It wasn't actual pie filling. But still, I made it through the whole thing. I didn't waste it. Now I'll show you this Honey I Shrunk the Kids video game. They got like Oreo cookies and donuts and stuff you can break apart. And you fight spiders and bugs and that kind of stuff. This'll get you back to sleep. Hope you're ready for a good Sunday, man. It's good chatting with you. So the idea is these kids were being experimented on by this company. This guy came up with shrink ray technology, and it wasn't working very well. And so the company he was working for fired him, and then he went home and started experimenting on it. And then the company he was working for was spying on him. They wound up taking the technology, and something about the dude who invented it, it was causing him to get older really, 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 really fast, like 30 years in 6 months. And so they started experimenting on teenagers. And they had to get rid of the teenagers, but one of the workers, one of the scientists was like, I can't just kill them off. So they delivered the teenagers to the scientist's backyard. And so you wake up in the backyard of this scientist guy. Let's play as this girl.
I'm Willow Branch.
I haven't played as her, so. Hey, remember the 80s?
You can't run from me, you foul beast! You think you outsmarted me? The mighty Muldoon? I don't think so, Yoked Girth!
Stay tuned for what happens next on Yoked Girth. Now a word from our sponsor.
Kids, are you ready for a new wild and wacky puncho fruit flavor? Introducing Apricot. It's a punch to the gut. So stop by, fill up, and make sure you get your Billy Hog hot dog before you jet away.
Good morning, Brook Hollow. Today is October 20, 1990. This is your news. We have a special breaking report. The police department has released information that more local teenagers have gone missing. They were last seen earlier this week, and the only connection between the teenagers is that they are all students at Brook Hollow High School. This could be linked to the disturbing trend of other possible abductions and missing teenagers from our otherwise quiet town. If anyone has seen the teenagers or has any other information, please contact the police department. The mayor of Brook Hollow has put a curfew into effect for anyone under 18 starting tonight. Now to other news. In the business world, ominous practical technology science few deals with.
This is set in the 80s. Actually, I think it's set in like 1990. Like spring of 1990. So they got the He-Man references. Gotta turn up the
Cave
brightness.
Nightmare. My favorite. Well, what version is it? Endless cave, bottomless pit, impossibly claustrophobic passages.
Well, that's weird. Wonder what that pressure tube is. Probably just in there to look sciencey. And you can play this game with other people.
Is that an aphid? It's pretty cute up close. This is bad. Really bad. Time to wake up, Willow.
Signal detected.
Whoa, and that's not an alarm clock. Well, whatever it is, maybe I should figure out where it's coming from. You know, until I wake up. Totally waking up. Any second now. There must be someone in charge of this science experiment. But I haven't seen any signs of anyone else. Good one, Nightmare.
Science.
Yep, playing on a computer. I built a computer, oddly enough, it's like 8 years old now. But I wound up, investing in a pretty good computer. I built it myself, you know, like, I was like, okay, let's start with an Intel chip. We'll get matching chipset for the motherboard. We'll get some high quality RAM. We'll get a top tier power supply. And then we'll cheap out on the hard drive and the case. And yeah, then I got pretty good video card. I got an 8 GB video card, and I'm playing on a 50-inch Philips, so it's pretty immersive. Actually, my nephew let me borrow his VR headset, and I just haven't gotten into it yet. I haven't even tried it out, and I need to. Because there's a couple of games that are VR only that I'd like to play.
The solitary ant. One of 100,000 mindless drones. No hopes, no dreams, bound to the will of the colony.
I think I like the other girl better. She was more positive. Then you can make things. Like we're gonna make us a little axe. And this is where the game gets kind of stupid, is I have to make this so that I can make this. Oh, here's a container of mints. We get to break it open later and bust them apart. Like Tic Tacs. Oh, dude, I used to love orange Tic Tacs when I was a kid.
Okay, that is definitely not normal.
I must have been like a teenager, maybe an adult, before I realized they were mints. I was like, ooh, orange candy.
I was a fool to have ever doubted myself. A fool like Klein, like Kaminsky, like Schmechter, like all of Ominent. I am here in the backyard. Down in the backyard. I mean, I am speaking to you from the backyard. I am tiny! I should gather my thoughts. This is a momentous occasion. Wendell Tolley official log, 89.08.05. Recording as I take my first steps into the miniature world. The sights are unbelievable. The textures, the way the light falls upon every surface, the subtle patterns in all of the objects that surround me, the grass. Even common lawn grass looks like a structure from an alien world. Wait, what's that sound? The very earth is trembling. Over there, what could it be? An ant! My God, today, the world has changed forever.
Oh, okay, what kind of VR do you have? Do you use it much? Have you ever played VR chat? I do that sometimes, but I just play it in desktop mode. I've never actually tried it with VR, which I need to because you can do more things. Also, have you ever had Tony's? Tony's chocolate? The chocolate bars are really big, so you actually get a pretty good amount of chocolate for your money.
What's the worst thing that could happen? Looks like something is happening. Well, that was anticlimactic. Looks like the other two lasers are blocked. That's not so bad. Good thing I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, we gotta make bandages, don't we? That'll heal us up.
Mites. Ugh.
I think there's some way to make a torch too.
Ugh, gross. Stay away.
Oh, now I gotta make a hammer? Sheesh.
I know I'm a picky eater, but still. Beat it, nosy.
Science.
Hmm. I'll have to use it to watch movies. In VR chat, there's a place called LS Movies, and there's another place called Movies and Chill. And like I was watching old movies like Uncle Buck, and I was watching new movies like the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie. Where's that little aphid? I need like one or two of them.
That ladybug seems so much less graceful up close.
There's two of them. They gonna get it all? If two ladybugs have sex, does that make them a lesbian? Oh, okay. I gotta pause to write this one down. If ladybugs mate, does that make them less of a lady? That's probably my best joke this week. Two sprigs and 3 grass chunks.
Keep that nose to yourself.
Thanks, I thought that was pretty clever. But I really would like to get an aphid, though. I think I need 2 of them. That way I can make some shoes that make me faster.
Science.
Alright, let's go down here and look.
What do we have lurking around out here? Seems like something's digging around underneath us.
Oh yeah, I need a shovel.
Scabby. Additional flavor scheme available.
Well, I'd like to imagine. I mean, I should probably try the VR just so that I can imagine. The thing is, I'm sitting like 2 feet away from a 50-inch screen, so it's like, it's already pretty immersive. Like to see the edge of the screen, I have to go like well, okay, to put it this way. The corner, that corner of the screen is beyond the bridge of my nose. But it's probably not the same though, is it? I mean, I gotta try it just so that I can verify. That's gonna be my goal this week, is to try the VR.
That was more dramatic than I expected.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to run over to the oak tree and talk to Burgle, the robot.
Science!
Ooh, ooh, there he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. Got one of them. I think I need two of them, though.
Science!
Oh, and you can cook things, too. You can cook some aphid and some sap and some clay and make like an aphid stew or a spider slider. Yep, we need two of them. Need to get one more aphid. That'd speed us up a lot.
At least it's clean. Ish. Hello, powerless ant.
There he is. There he is. There he is. Where'd he go? Dang, they're quick. There he is. Got it. Shoes. In VR, you're there. Okay, I got it. Yeah, because I mean, I moved my head and it doesn't move the screen. So I guess in VR, when I move my head, that would definitely be more immersive. I gotta have a fucking workbench. Who does that? Sprigs, grass, planks, and sap. It's worth it. It's an investment. It's gonna speed us up. I suppose the spiders would probably be even scarier. This game actually has a it has an anti-arachnophobia setting. So that you can turn off how spidery the spiders are. Just because the spiders are so spidery. I gotta say, they did a pretty good job. Grass plank. So I gotta chop down some grass. There. Now, my shoes. And
Hope this is enough to keep me safe.
there we go. We got some shoes. Alright. Now, let's go talk to the robot. It's getting dark out.
Nothing like a little violence to quench your thirst.
Might as well get an acorn while we're here. Oh, there's the wolf spiders.
That might be too much spider, even for me. This looks like nerd paradise.
I have isolated the source of the particle irregularities. They appear to be a byproduct of the shrinking process. If I adjust the machine to account for their existence, it should be the key to the de-shrinking, expanding process. Burgle, please bring up the readings for the irregular covalent SNPI 42Z particle traces. Ugh, that name is going to get tiresome. And while you're at it, rename all references to the irregular covalent SMPI 42Z particle to raw science.
Order received. Raw science identified. Does it require cooking, flipping, or grilling?
No, none of those. Categorization.
That answer is not permitted, according to health code standards governing the handling of raw food items.
We can fix this!
System reboot in progress. Thanks for the helping hand. I am Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot. I am sure this all must be very disorienting for you, but hopefully I can explain. I am sure this all must be very disorienting for you. I suspect you were miniaturized by Dr. Tully's spacer device. Why are you here in the yard? I do not know. In fact, I cannot seem to recall much of anything. A recent power surge has caused a massive raw science containment explosion. This lab, as you can see, is a disaster. And what's worse, the explosion has disrupted my computing power. My memory banks are corrupted. Sorry to pile on the bad news, my new friend. How can I be of service? You are here, in the Oak Lab, built and used by Dr. Wendell Tully to experiment on all things small. This is the base of operations for conducting experiments in his yard.
Who is Dr. Tully?
Dr. Tully is a brilliant scientist and inventor. He is also my creator. My initial protocol was to serve as the short-order cook of the future. However, I have been recently promoted to acting science manager to assist with his experiments. No doubt my previous work experience has been invaluable to Dr. Tully. Although, now that I am processing it, I have not seen him for several weeks. And now I cannot recall where he went. It must be my corrupted memory banks.
How come I can't remember anything? Do I also have corrupted memory banks?
It seems you and I are both a little discombobulated. Given my best calculations, your biomass has been subject to covalent spacing reduction via interatomic energy extraction. In other words, you have been shrunk. It is likely this was achieved using Dr. Wendell Tully's spacer platform, patent pending. Shrinking can be a traumatic experience for tiny human brains, and memory loss is a known side effect. Hopefully your memory will return in time.
Now, how do I get home?
To return to your prior size, you would need to successfully activate Dr. Tully's spacer platform. Unfortunately, my readings indicate it is inoperable. It appears to have suffered several malfunctions from the explosion. I am sorry, but it appears you may be stranded here for some time until we find a solution.
Can we fix it?
Haha! That is a great idea. Let me run a full diagnostic scan on it and see what we need to do to get it fixed up. Processing! Processing! Memory fault. Code 408B3000. Ominent OS script runtime error. Arg! I am sorry again. It appears I have sustained more damage to my memory chips than expected. Without those memories, I do not know how to repair the spacer.
Memory chips?
Dr. Tully used 2 types of chips to back up my memory. Auxiliary chips are small capacity chips used to store project data. If you find these, I should be able to help you learn new survival recipes. Super chips are special, and they are gold. They back up full directories of my memory system. If we are going to fix the spacer, that data is bound to be on a super chip. I suggest exploring the other labs in the backyard. Return with any memory chips you find.
What other labs?
Dr. Tully has built many more labs throughout the yard. Each lab is used for various experimental procedures. I can upload their locations to your Scabby. Stand by. Processing. Processing. Error. Files not found. Code 632C404. Cheese and fries. The lab locations are missing from my memory banks too. But we are in luck. I was able to retrieve the location of one of the facilities, the Hedge Lab.
What's the Hedge Lab?
The Hedge Lab is the observation center of the yard and used for research on arachnid webbing. You will find the hedge near the house if you head southeast. The lab is located deep inside the hedge, sending the coordinates to your Scabby. Try to find the Hedge Lab first, but there is nothing stopping you from searching the yard for the other labs. Except, of course, thousands of angry, hungry insects. That reminds me. Dr. Tully locks the important labs with biometric scanners. You will need access for any chance of success. Head over to the ASL terminal and place your hand on the biometric scanner near it. Give it a moment to sync your signature into the mainframe. Once you are registered, you will be granted access to the ASL network of computers too. ASL grants access to daily work items, nay, tasks, nay, quests. Yes, quests. I will reward you raw science for each completed quest. In my science shop, you can trade raw science back for survival recipes from experiments that Wendell conducted when he was first exploring the yard. Log on to the ASL terminal over there and see what is available. Unless you have any other questions, you really should get started finding those chips. And try not to die out there. Have an exponentially great day!
Science.
This is a lot easier than lab.
use some good grilling right about now.
Well, have a good Sunday, homie. Good to see you. Have yourself a great evening. Morning. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here pretty soon too. Whoa, 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 whoa. That spider is way too big for me at this point in the game. Not sure how I got away. Not gonna argue with it.
I have limits. Or, I guess I thought I did. I mean, this is probably what bottled water is. Oh, cute! That beetle has a turtle shell.
Where am I? Way off course.
Science!
I've thought about this in circles for days now, and I've come to a decision. It's time to restart spacer development. Ominent may not believe in it, but I know its potential. Though I must figure out how to return shrunk objects to their original size. The first step will be to address the particle transcription errors. It seems almost certain that the irregularities are responsible for the failure during the demonstration. Burgle, please bring up all the lab data about the unknown particles.
Happy to be of service. Notes will be prepared and delivered to your table in 4 hours or less.
4 hours? What are the chances for less?
Delivery estimate will be prepared in 2 hours or less.
An auspicious beginning.
Science.
Yeah, that's a good start. Make more happen later.